We'll try that. Excellent connection. Okay, so Restream apparently exploded. So no more streaming on Twitch apparently. How are you doing today, Corvus?
Yeah. Alright, I guess. Been really windy today. Like, kind of scary windy.
That's not good.
So.
I think we've talked about it. Is where you're at, like, tornado zone?
Not like constantly. Like,
Not in Tornado Alley.
yeah. But flat enough and close enough to Tornado Alley that we get the occasional tornado and just straight, really strong straight winds, which I think they call a derecho, is like their term.
Interesting.
Where it's just really strong, just lines of wind.
Okay. Every now and again we get some, like, really harsh winds off the sound, but it's pretty rare. Once, twice a year, maybe.
Okay. What are you drawing?
Somebody wanted me to draw a mount that was a wyvern giraffe.
Huh.
So I need to give it a saddle, one. Give it a little, some kind of riding saddle.
And we lost the bride.
Maybe whatever it's called here. Bridle? Yeah, it needs a bridle.
Thing that you use to control said horse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bridles. And reins.
YouTube hates this today? Okay. Well, I hope people have made their way here, because I don't know what was going on. But YouTube was not having a good time with Restream. So, we got rid of it. Twitch is no longer a viable media stream. Send money. Send cash. I was talking to Bri about making stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just I need to figure out how Amazon publishing works so I can start making, like, books and things and little zines, coloring books, sketchbooks, something like that. This is supposed to be wings, and it doesn't look like wings. Because really they would be, like, up like this, I guess. Yeah, that's actually, that's better. That's better. How did you like my skeleton puzzle?
I feel like there was probably less violent and costly ways of shutting those down, but
Yeah.
I did not get the chance to take a lead on any of those things, so it's like, let the barbarian do their thing.
So what I did for everyone else is I had a room that people walked into. And there was a ring on the floor that people needed to destroy. And there's just piles of bones everywhere. And if you disturb the bones in the center, they spawn a thing. And then if you disturb the bones anywhere else, you get bugs. And then if you destroy the circle, you get people. And so my intent was that people would come in, like, try to destroy this, get the humans on you, in the process of fighting those, fall into the bugs and the bones, and then spawn the big boy. And it went the other way around. Yep. People immediately jumped into the big boss bugs, or big boss bones, summoned the bugs, and it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I was just trying to... I was really tired Saturday.
Sure.
Just kind of not fully there. At least in the early part. And so I took to refocus things. Like I need time to like collect my thoughts and everything, in both in game and in real life.
That happens.
So
That happens. Elliot, welcome in.
but
Holy triple notifications. Yeah, Restream just exploded. So I'm gonna go.
I think the only thing that was like not frustrating, but like kind of annoying is just like where you were using higher level creatures. It was just it's really hard to figure out like what things were with them.
Yeah, and that's all on my end, right? Like that's the big thing about it. If you want to scale down a creature, like you have to do the math, and using Foundry actually gets in the way of that because Foundry's like, oh, let me calculate that for you. It's like don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Christopher, welcome in. I think we might be in different chats. Hold on a second. You might need to jump over to might need to refresh the page, or see if. Yeah, because I see two different chats now, and that's a little weird. He probably can't hear me, now that I think about it. If it's bugging out. Yep. I think somebody joined the old stream. Right before it ended. I think I'm done with this abomination.
Too bad.
Yeah, so that's one of the issues I have with Foundry, is that it's really hard. Like it's still good because it's keeping track of a lot of stuff, but I really just shouldn't be rolling in Foundry. I should just be rolling the dice on my table.
Yeah. Another thing, it was less about the encounter and more just like a Paizo thing. Like Skeletons no longer have like a base weakness to
bludgeoning. Or holy?
No, not vitality damage, so positive damage. It's just like that. If they healed by negative/void damage, they should be immediately weak to vitality damage.
And I think
because I was least concerned about the skeleton champions, but it's like. These have a lot of, like, just straight-up immunities and, like, resistances. Like, way more than I figured they should have.
Yeah, and I think that's because the big ones I was looking at were... because they were so high level, like, you could notice that a lot of them had a baseline of, like, 5 resistance or weakness. And then bludgeoning would be higher. Or less. Would be lessened. So I'm thinking, like... At baseline, like the regular skeletons had the weakness to bludgeoning, or didn't have resistance to bludgeoning damage. So instead of giving them a weakness, they basically gave them reduction to everything else. And then at level 10, that bumped up, and then they all of a sudden gained the resistance. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just that they are at low level missing because they're resistant to a lot of shit, but not vitality damage, if that makes sense. So like vitality damage is doing full damage comparatively. And then at higher levels, they do get a weakness to it.
What were like just the human skeletons we were finding? Skeleton champions?
I think they were skeleton champions, yeah. Which should have been like a level 4 or level 3 thing. Might have been level 2.
I'll put them up here. It says they're level 2.
Level 2, okay.
I'm
going to roll the next
They're
dice.
immune to bleed. At least these are.
A very large water spirit shaped of a humanoid humpback whale. Okay.
Wait. What?
I'm going to draw a water spirit that is a humanoid whale with anchors inside of it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. They just have a lot of resistances. Like, resistance... Like, some of them make sense. Like, piercing. That makes sense for a skeleton, because I think that's something that all skeletons share.
Yeah.
But it's just like... No weakness to, like, healing magic, which was weird to me. So yeah, they kind of just threw me off. I was like, I kind of feel useless.
Yeah, I think Drew
even though
might have
my
felt that
magic
way,
was
too.
going through purely, it just I felt a little like it felt a little weird. That's all.
I feel like Druid might have felt that way too because he's an archer,
Yeah.
but like he's an archer that can fly. And he's just like, why do we fight things that are somewhat resistant to arrows? And it's like because otherwise you would just murder everything nonstop.
Hey,
Like,
I doubt that. I can't. We're really low level. Your ranger was pretty high level,
yeah, and
so
like, and the thing about it is like, I don't think Druid is necessarily like. I'm not directly targeting Druid and being like, this will
yeah.
counter him, right? It's just he's not going to be doing full maximum damage every shot, but he's safe and shooting 3 times in a round could destroy stuff. So I think he's okay. He just wants to be doing those high hit with gravity weapon, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna take a little time. But if you guys find like a regular human, he's gonna obliterate them.
Yeah.
This is a wyvern, right?
Like
Yeah.
maybe you should not be in the skeleton pit. Maybe go do another adventure.
Right.
Send in the clerics.
And I also think there's a couple spells that are like, I think, do bonus damage to undead, and I think that's kind of what they were trying to do is remove that weakness early on, and just make them vulnerable to it, and then allow the spells to do the additional damage. So
I don't know.
yeah,
They've been doing some weird thing. Like undead is kind of just weird anymore.
yeah, because I think they're
'Cause,
trying to
like-
make it more of a. I think they're trying to make it more unique, right? Like they're trying to give it, especially with all of the stuff they have around, like the Pharasma things, of just undead are kind of people too, and it's like, okay, I don't like that, but that's fine.
They're not though.
Like there was always this weird issue that came up with like wanting to play as an undead, because a lot of the undead in the books are mindless undead that are being controlled by something.
Mm-hmm.
And so that always does feel a little weird versus like what Dagon's doing with playing a mummy, right? It's like I'm a sentient mummy, I'm my own thing, and I am a creature. I'm not a construct or a summoned individual. And so with the necromancer that just came out, they still summon those old things, right? Like they're summoning ethereal creatures that are undead versus reanimating specific dead things, which I think they can still do with higher spells, but like they're making summoned creatures essentially. So I don't know. I think there's a couple different ways to go about doing undead, and I'm pretty happy with Pathfinder 1st edition. And 2nd edition is just, I feel like it's not. I don't want to say they're lacking in it, but they don't feel as flavorful to me because they could just be demons, or they could just be like they feel more like a
Oh my
creature
God.
race instead of something else that has this new functionality to it, right?
Okay, so turns out void healing is the vitality damage stuff.
Okay.
They just don't put it in with the damaging stuff. So if you use heal, it damages them, but it doesn't list as a weakness. It's just
Yeah.
under their void healing as a you just, stupid tags.
So it's, what does it say in void healing then?
So void healing, creature with void healing draws health from void energy rather than vitality damage. It's damaged. It is damaged by vitality damage, and is not healed by healing vitality effects. It
Okay.
does not take void damage, and is healed by those. So basically, if I used that heal spell I have, it would damage it, even though it doesn't list it as like.
Oh, I understand.
It's
Okay.
because it's not a weakness. Like they don't take more damage from it.
You can
but
just
you can
damage
still,
them with healing spells.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. This is supposed to be a
Oh,
water.
maybe I
elemental.
guess just kind of thinking of zombies because I feel like zombies are super easy to take care of.
Maybe. I mean, think about. I mean, clerics used to just have the lay of the land with like turn undead and destroy undead
Mm-hmm.
because they are just supposed to be kind of the anathema of them. So I like that. I like that, and I kind of miss that things because we have the like if a fire elemental gets hit by water, they take more damage. Like that. That's fun. That kind of stuff is fun. And then I'm worried that they're trying. I think the thing when I said earlier that they're trying to make them their own thing, like they're trying to uncouple unholy. Like right, they don't want it to be unholy because it's not inherently bad. It's like it's okay if it's inherently bad. Like that's fine. Like you can still have instances where necromantic energy is used for good, but in the most place, it should be a direct counter to holy damage, which is also why I don't like holy damage being healing for everything. Like they should just be
Well, it's
opposites.
not anymore.
It's not anymore, right?
So
So I agree with that part of it. Um, but like when healing was necromantic, I think that was interesting, right? And so they've taken that and uncoupled it, and um,
okay, so I've been looking at it. So
sure.
zombies do have an inherent weakness to vitality damage.
Interesting. Okay.
But skeletons don't,
Interesting.
which is interesting. What about ghosts?
Have you seen the thing about like
Sorry.
someone casting resurrection on a lich?
No.
It's a funny little concept thing of just like, how do we kill this lich? It's like I'm gonna cast true resurrection on them, and then kill them.
Jeez.
It's like oh no.
Let's see. A base level ghost, which is a ghost commoner, is a 4th level creature, so pretty tough to deal with if you don't have ghost touch. So
Yeah.
also, they are considered unholy unless I guess stated otherwise. Their resistance to all damage 5, except for force, ghost touch, spirit, or vitality damage.
Okay.
Double resistance versus non-magical
Interesting. How
sources,
do they?
which
Non-magical attacks just? Are you saying it is doubled, so it's 10 instead of 5, or so how do they do
yeah.
resistances now? It's flat amount.
So, if you have a magic weapon, or say like you're a monk, like 3rd level monk, because that's when their attacks become magical. You would your damage would be reduced by 5.
Okay.
But if they're non-magical, it's 10. So if you're trying to fight a ghost with a non-magical weapon, there's just like no point because you're probably not going to be able to do very little damage to it. Just little tiny like 3 or 2 points of damage if you're like really good at fighting. But if you're using force, ghost touch, spirit,
I'll be
or
right back.
vitality, it's fine. It goes through.
Sorry, I got a phone call and it woke the boy up.
That's alright.
Doing right, kiddo? Oh my.
Right.
I think this kid still wants to sleep, but he got woken up. Now he's upset.
Oh. Uh, I imagine there are probably some like unique ghost NPCs that could be holy ghosts, but
Yeah, I mean the benefit of the template or
or
the
or at the very least,
jeez, kid.
not unholy. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I agree. I think having the tag on there is cool, but like, bless you.
Bless you. I will also say it's really, I would argue it's really easy to modify those, like if you're using something like Foundry, which is, I think, why they went with the stuff they did for 2E, because they knew they were probably going to be putting a lot of it on Foundry.
Right. I think the only other thing I would look about with that, is like if you wanted to be a ghost that was, yeah, like a holy ghost, right? Like you could easily do that and just not use some of the ghost features.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of the ghosts in the book and the ghosts, like the undead things in the book, are really directed as, like I said, I guess summoned creatures, or these are spirits that are trapped in this one specific way. So it's like you could just be undead, and that's all. You just take just the undead traits, and don't worry about the unholy stuff with it. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like that. There has to be something different about it, right? It's like, oh, I have this magical spell that heals the body. It's like, well, don't do that because that will destroy me. It's like, I wonder if intent is really what I'm getting at. Like, is the intent of the spell more important than the actual mechanics of it? Oh, poor baby. Oh, poor baby. For what I'm getting at, let's say a paladin dies, right? And their god leaves their spirit on the mortal plane to continue what they're doing, right? That is, then you would think that holy spells of that deity of which the person had would heal them. Why would an unholy spell hurt them if they're a holy based ghost? But maybe that's a different kind of ghost than the ones we normally see.
And maybe the distinction between when they make between phantom spirits and ghosts.
Yeah, exactly. So like looking at like someone just being undead is even, undead might be the term for a specific type of spell resurrection that a necromancer would normally use. And so maybe it's different if your deity is just like, hey, your body got destroyed by that beholder, but I'm gonna let you keep going. I've made you a body out of mud. It's like, am I dead? It's like, kind of.
There's one of the new core deities, Arasni. That's one of her major like blessings. If you die in pursuit of like a vengeance or something like that, she will like give you a body to like keep your soul in until you're done, and then it fades away. So you like basically become like a revenant from 5e.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, like I really dig Ghost Rider. just as a concept, and it's funny because it's like he's not dead. You're the spirit of vengeance inhabiting a body, right? Oh my gosh, kid, what's up? What's going on? What's happening? Why are you so sad? I'll be right back.
No.
Yeah, he's still half asleep. He just doesn't want to be woken up.
Fair enough. Who does?
What baby? What baby? As soon as I can sit down, I will start drawing. I'm so tired. It has been a long day. Long day. Come on, kid. You waking up now? No, it was sleep time. Sleep time. Oh, goodness. I've got a commission to work on this week before I go out of town this weekend. And then we'll go from there.
Nice.
So I might work on that this afternoon. If I can. If not, I'll have to do it tonight. They want a beefy snake boy. Beefy snake boy cleric with plate mail. And it's like, oh, I love drawing plate mail and I love drawing snake people, but like combining those two things is hard. The snakes are like slim and long and lanky. And if you
Unless you make them based off like a python or a anaconda, which then they can get real chunky.
Yeah, and that was the snake they gave me is like one of those giant-headed tiny garden snakes. That they're like, I like this snake. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, I gotta put this tiny thin snake in plate mail. Uh-oh. So I did one sketch and I sent it to him like, yeah, we can go bulkier than that. So I was like, all right, I get to go bulky, and that's gonna be fun. But yeah, it's a challenge, which is always good. I'm having fun with it. But I've only been able to work on it for like an hour or two because of everything else that's been going on. Do humpback whales have look at that tiny little fin back here? That's why they're humpbacks, I guess. Whoop.
I was gonna say you could always Google.
I did, yeah. That was a rhetorical question as I switched to my reference.
Sorry.
It's alright.
I cannot tell. Hence what? Yeah, I saw a thing yesterday about like how it feels to be someone who generally like takes people's word at face value.
Okay.
At being April Fool's Day, it's like a lamb being ripped apart by wolves. Not literally ripped apart, but it's like.
Do you mean like
very clearly what's going to happen afterwards? It's like, yep, that's how it feels to be easily tricked and fooled, and not picking up on jokes.
because there's some autism stuff where like people just don't get sarcasm and jokes. Is that what you're talking about, or are you talking about just like being gullible, trustworthy?
I don't know if it's that or just being gullible. Just wanting to believe that people are being truthful.
No, there's definitely a difference.
Like, why would you lie?
Yeah, there's why would you lie, and then there's like if you don't understand what sarcasm is, people say things and it's just like that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you
Yeah.
just do that? It's like I'm not being literal. It's like what? Like not being able to distinguish literal people saying things literally is, um, it's interesting. I've met a few people like that and they struggle.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm at that stage or at point. I will say there are times where I just don't get sarcasm. That I always think that the person who's trying to do the sarcasm is just really bad at it.
I used to have a shirt that I wore all the time that said tact is for people not witty enough to be sarcastic. And I had to learn later in life how important tact is. So, being sarcastic all the time just makes you an asshole.
Yep. Just makes you Gregory House.
Yeah, a little bit.
And we all know how miserable he was.
I love Hugh Laurie.
Oh, he's great.
He's such a good. But he's so far from a house.
Mhm.
as
He's
a person.
generally a really nice person.
Yeah. It was so fun because I think House was my first introduction to him.
hmm
It's just
I think he was for a lot of people, and then they started looking at it as like other work because he
he was
I think for
way famous
British
before
people,
he
they
came out.
first knew him from like the Black Adder series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of British comedies that he was in that I think America just didn't get exposed to.
Yeah, and like in Black Adder, he's like the gullible idiot, which is just so not House what people are used to.
That's the World War II one, right? With
Mhm.
Rowan
Uh,
Atkinson.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Bean, as I just know him. I also just found out. I'm only real reason I'm bringing this up because we talked about him like 2 weeks ago. Val Kilmer passed away today.
Oh, I didn't know that. It's too bad.
Yeah,
He was struggling
65.
with throat cancer or something, right?
But he died. I believe official cause was pneumonia.
Wow, it's pretty common.
So
I sometimes confuse Hugo Weaving with Hugh Laurie. Like one totally different. And then Aragorn was like, "It's not lupus."
that was always like lupus and tuberculosis was always the ones they always would go back to.
Yeah.
Like it was their crutch diseases.
Lupus
go
is
back
really
to.
weird because it has a lot of very strange um, symptoms that could be anything, right?
Yeah.
I think I have an aunt who might. I think she has lupus. She has a weird subset of lupus, but the problem with it was like it took them like 10 years to diagnose her because they're like, she had all these symptoms and they're like, it could be this, it could be that, it could be something else, and so they kept testing and couldn't figure it out, and they're like, it's probably is lupus. Because some of the symptoms are like, oh, are you tired sometimes? It's like everybody's fucking tired all the time. like,
That in this economy, everyone's tired.
yeah. And I think it also primarily affects women more than men. And that's just
think it
also
does too.
something that the medical field is just not good at doing. is,
Yep.
is believing and
Yep.
understanding women. So I think this guy was supposed to be like ethereal water spirit, but I like where I went with this, so sorry if this was your suggestion.
It's not my suggestion.
I'm done doing my
I've
own
not
thing
made a
right now.
suggestion in like 5 months.
How dare you not participate at all?
I want other people to get their stuff drawn.
Good for you.
Because almost every time I put something in, it's like one of the first ones that get drawn.
There were definitely a few times, like, I think Dr. Random got something drawn like 6 weeks in a row. It's just like, I don't want to tell you not to submit something, but like, oh damn, the dice gods just want
Yeah.
these kobolds drawn.
But then he would go like 3 weeks without getting any of the kobolds drawn.
And then it's like, I want to finish that last kobold. Like, what's going on here? Dice god are fickle creatures.
Yep. Also, I've not had random characters. I mean, that's a lot. I have had random characters.
Yeah, I gotta draw
Like-
your elf eventually. I'm still
It's
jacked
fine.
up. Somebody emailed me over the weekend, and they were like, "Okay, I need this logo done. I found your stuff on ArtStation, and when can you start? I need it by next Tuesday." And I was like, "What do you actually want me to do? Like, I don't even know what you're talking about." And yeah, they wanted me to do like a bunch of like online branding that I just don't do. So I emailed them and I told them that, I'm like, yeah, this isn't something I actually. It's not my jam. I don't know why you thought I would be on the commission list for this.
I mean,
That was weird.
depending on how much they were paying him, maybe you should.
Yeah. I used to have a friend that would just be like, he would say things like that. He's like, if somebody asks you to do something you don't know how to do it, you take the money and you learn how to do it. And it's just like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to set them up for success. I don't want to. I don't want to have the stress of doing that. But that's kind of how some of the world works.
To quote Treebeard, now don't be hasty.
Yeah. How privileged am I that I can turn down work? Very privileged. But yeah, I very much felt like Fiverr when I was working for Fiverr. People were just like, here's my thing, do it. And it's like, oh, okay, here you go. I should make a Fiverr clone and then not take any of their money. I was just an artist on Fiverr. I never actually used Fiverr for anything. And from what it sounds like, a lot of people get screwed for buyers on Fiverr.
Yeah,
And so Fiverr takes like 30% of your commission, which sucks. But then for my friend who's like, oh yeah, no, I'll ask people to do stuff and then they just don't do it, so Fiverr has to pay me back. And it's like, that is a terrible, scary business model.
Yep.
Oh jeez, kid. He's sleeping on my shoulder and he keeps falling off because he can't stay upright. Okay, kid, I'm gonna go put you back on the couch. You're just, you keep passing out, and I don't want you to hit your head on the desk. Apparently not. Flesh whale. Oh, goodness. Well, this isn't going to help my back, but that's fine.
Oh, that's funny.
What's
So
up?
Archive's updated with like the latest new books,
Mm-hmm.
and in the Divine Mysteries book, they have like a new category of gods called dead or missing deities.
Okay.
Because weird stuff happened and some gods have died
Yeah.
and have just disappeared. And on Archives of Nethys, there's like a little tombstone icon next to them.
That's funny. Oh my gosh, kid. Oh, I love you so much. Please calm down. I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
Hands.
Why you do this? Oops. Okay. Let's do one more, and then I'll probably call it here. Bonjour. Bonjour. A stone giant druid with all kinds of animals carved into its skin.
That's cool.
I assume that's a typo, but I can't delete. There we go. Stone giant. Stone giant. What do stone giants look like? Oh, tiny man. You're fine. You're
in both D&D and Pathfinder, they're like tall, lanky people.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about. I need
May
to do
or
more.
may not be made of actual stone. It's up in the air.
I need to do more life drawings. Maybe I'll get Druid and do some life drawings next week or something. That could be a fun video. I think there's non-nude versions of the website I go to.
Here's a stone giant.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. So.
Here's a scene of stone giants fighting a Gigas. I don't know what those are.
Wow. What the hell is that? I mean, you said what it was, but like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I think like a proto-giant? Or like
Okay.
a titan-like thing?
Okay. I can see that.
But Gigoses are extraplanar giants who are the first descendants of titans. Unique to each plane is a titan. Cool.
That is pretty cool.
So like,
now I know what you guys are gonna find in the dwarf city.
so like Hell has a Gigos.
Okay.
The Abyss has a Gigos. So interesting.
Okay. How do we want to etch things? Should we do something like? Oh, I watched that bad video the other day.
A bad video?
Well, I'm going to bring up the topic and I'll tell you the video I talked. It's relevant.
Okay.
Have you heard about like cryo branding?
Like where you kind of brand something by freezing it?
Yeah.
I think you've brought it up a few times.
So it's a new way to like brand horses and cows because it doesn't hurt them as much because when you freeze it, basically numbs it, then kills the nerves, and then brands the skin. The problem is that cows and horses have much thicker skin than us, and if you do it to humans, we heal differently or like permanently damage yourself. And so I've been seeing people doing this trend because it looks super badass when you do it because you get a white scarification that like happens instantly and it doesn't hurt. The only problem is when it heals up, like it heals like a scar, not like a brand, and so it
Yeah.
looks shitty. And yeah, it's one of those things where like it sounds cool on paper, it looks cool on TikTok. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Yep.
This is my PSA. Thank you for coming to my after school special. Trying to think of how to draw these like carves or. That's the other thing I want to do. I want to do some life studies, and I want to do some like vector studies of turning things into iconographies. It's like a fox. So I could just do this. This is a fox. Not the coolest tattoo. That's the problem when you have stuff like that. It's like each of tattoo you put on a person is kind of its own piece of art.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not good at that, so it takes time, and I gotta think of that. How to draw animals? They're fighting out now if it had diabetes. Oh, sorry.
Or just cat.
I thought you were talking about the geese these things were fighting. I have blood work back on my cat. No kidney failure or hypothyroidism. That's good. Those are two good options to rule out. Hopefully they figure that out. Poor kitty cat.
I'm gonna share something, and I'll delete it after you see it.
Okay.
That's right. Mark it spoiler because
Is it branding and or scarification?
it's not branding. But
yeah, I like it.
I figured it might be helpful. I just like, where's that one I know? I just can't really show it to everyone.
That's what the not safe for work chat is for.
Exactly. Gone. I actually, oddly enough, if something happens to my character, like they die, which is always possible, especially in your games.
I haven't been trying to kill you guys, but yeah, death is always on the table.
I know, I got really low that one time, so
yeah, no, Jump Rope's character almost ate it, and nobody noticed.
I have to ask.
She was in like 3 or 4 hit points away from death. I was like, oh.
Like I admitted Saturday, I was being nosy about Jump Rope. Like, why is Jump Rope being hit so often? Like, shouldn't be hit that often. And I saw that her character Arrow had 15 AC.
Yeah.
It's like, why? And it's like, why is Arrow using thick, heavy armor when barbarians can't use it until level 8?
Yep. No, we need to talk about that.
Yep. Like, maybe wear a breastplate. It also will not make you slow.
Okay, I want to do something.
But the character I was thinking of was either going to be like a cleric or druid of like this stone giant goddess.
Oh, cool.
And like she was maybe raised by giants and
I like that idea.
And like the only thing I think would be like, I guess would require like, I don't want to say homebrewing stuff, but like their favorite weapon was a stone dagger.
Okay.
I was like, it's like how. So I definitely won't be able to take advantage of silver or coat iron.
Yeah, I mean,
unless I find like a spell or something that coats it, which there are a few spells that
the
do
blanches. The blanches are a good way to do that.
Yep.
The other thing about that is they do have like glass knives, like onyx ones that are fragile essentially. which that could be an interesting way to do it.
I, though I was thinking of this character before Dagon like told everyone that they were a mummy, even though we all kind of knew. Uh, One of the things that they're like, uh, one of their main edicts is destroy undead, and it's like, yeah, maybe not with Dagon's character in the group.
It could be fun though to have some contention there.
Yep.
I don't want. This is an issue we're having with the other game I'm playing, the 5e game I'm playing with Kevin the Necromancer, that Lars is running. I like the friend I'm playing with, whose name I don't want to put on the internet, is newer to D&D, but he's been playing with us for like a year or two now, so it's not like he's inexperienced. But he still struggles with separating character from self. And so when like I want to be mean to his character because his character's kind of an antithesis of mine. But it's hard to start that banter up because he thinks I'm getting mad at him, and it's like, no. I think what you're doing is great. My character's gonna push you on it. And he's like, oh, okay. And it's like, yeah. So like,
I get it.
I like. I think that kind of team, maybe not dichotomy, but like tension. I like that, and I think it's missing from a lot of our games because everybody's trying to be copacetic with each other, like work together, and really you have to be okay to like your characters can hate each other. Your characters cannot get along, and I think that can be important sometimes.
Yeah.
Disagreements.
I think the only reason that I lean against it is I don't think I would do a good job at like doing it, because I feel like I may say something and like it may be misconstrued that I like saying it to the player, not to the character.
And that's tough. So, it's tough to do that. And so, like Jump Rope and I have done that in the past, where we've had characters that just hate each other. But most of the time when we play characters, our characters are we're like very quick friends, or just follow each other very easily. And so both are good and both are fun. But yeah, it can be fun to just have a grudge against another player. And you just have to be okay with it. Like, I mean, like you, as a group, you have to decide that you're okay with that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I still really like the idea of them like kind of being this like, I don't want to say half wild person, but like definitely not used quote unquote human or civilization.
Yeah,
outside of giant kind.
I think
Makes me wonder. I wonder if there is a raised by giants background.
I think so. I think there is. I think there might be a raised by animals background. Yeah, I dig the wolf. Raised by wolves concept. I think that should get used more.
Yeah, I know there's like feral child, which I think would probably be like a pretty easy thing. I'm also really looking forward to when they put out those that new ancestry of giant people.
Oh yeah.
They look really interesting. I want to know more about them, but they've not done a stream about that book yet.
So the giant kin, is that what it's called?
Jotunborn.
Jotunborn, that's right.
They're like from a different plane, and they kind of got stuck on our side of the world. Or not different plane, but like an alternate universe.
Okay.
Due to the weird stuff that happened with one of the gods being murdered. Spoilers.
Yeah, I guess that is spoilers.
Yeah, because there actually is like a straight up book about it.
And
that's
like
what
the next setting's about, right? Yeah, next adventure path.
No. So like all the stuff like this year is like tangentially like either caused or related to it.
Yeah.
So the next one is like vampire themed. There's like a group of vampires that are going to try to block out the sun.
All right.
Because why not? They're also doing another Rise of the Rune Lord, not Rise of the Rune Lords, but like another Rune Lord centric book,
Mm-hmm.
uh, called Revenge of the Rune Lords,
Interesting.
and it's about some of the dead Rune Lords being like brought back, because one of them is definitely a lich. Some are just super powerful wizards who probably have contingency plans upon contingency plans
Mm-hmm.
if they ever get killed. So it makes sense for some to maybe come back. I was kind of hoping that they were going to maybe say that they were going to do a 2E conversion of Rise of the Rune Lords, which is the one you have.
Yeah. That one's pretty classic though, and I think you can still run it in 2E. So I don't know if they need to redo it.
Well, I don't know. They did do a remaster for Kingmaker,
Okay.
and so
Yeah, so it shouldn't be hard for them to redo that one then. I guess Kingmaker is probably um, more famous than Rise of the Rune Lords.
yeah, I guess since because it was the first game that they was made from Pathfinder,
Yeah.
like video game. I mean,
Mm-hmm. This one's gonna be a turtle.
it's very like a farming simulator.
Okay.
That's how it feels about it. It's you. I don't know if you would like it because you're kind of like your group of adventurers by the end like make their own country,
Yeah, I was gonna. Okay, I see what you're saying.
and so like there's like political intrigue, but there's also like learning how to run an economy.
Mm-hmm.
So
I might have to bring back the bag of holding. That would be a deep pull. There's a one of my first campaigns. Um, one of my friends gave us a bag of holding that was unnaturally large. Like, didn't seem to have a bottom to it. Um, and so one of us finally climbed inside, and it was actually a door to a pocket dimension instead of a bag of holding. And the pocket dimension was full of gnomes, like garden gnomes. It was really funny. And so we had to start running a kingdom because we were just like, oh, now we got to take care of these guys, I guess, because they live in our bag. They're like, yeah, because everything we put in it came out clean. We're just like, what's happening here? The gnomes were taking care
freshly
of our
sharpened blade you put
Mhm.
in. It's like what?
It's a really funny idea. Just like never investigating your magical items.
Did you ever see Men in Black 2?
I think so.
There's like a group of like a city of aliens that live in like lockers
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they're really
yeah,
tiny. That's kind of like the idea I was thinking of.
It would not surprise me if that's where my DM got it from. The crow is missing? Oh, we need a crow. Yeah, I guess so, don't we?
Or are you referring to me?
Oh yeah, I don't
No,
have your little,
yeah, your
the bird.
little icon.
Yeah, I forgot to turn it on, and now I don't care. I rushed into streaming today because the boy fell asleep.
Yep.
These tattoos are all horribly placed and drawn badly. But that's to fix that is a stream for another day. It would be pretty cool to learn how to like actually draw tattoos. I have a few friends that do it now after college. And I've designed a few, but like it's its own type of art. Like it's a different style, different line weights and mediums. Which is pretty neat. Pretty neat. You know what? Let's try again. I actually really like the little badger. I should put a badger around his neck. I think that was pretty cool. Let's try something a little different. I like this aspect of it, so let's just grab that color. We'll put the raven over here. Put a raven on his chest. Yeah, kid? No room. There's no room. What a weird, quiet day. Nothing wrong with a quiet day, I guess.
No.
Let's do a snake. Snake around the arm. I just realized his hand is broken. That's cool. Cool. Knuckles are up here. The wrist should be down here.
Deep background. That's what that is.
What was that?
There's this weird, like, thing that I don't think ever gets brought up called, like, deep backgrounds.
I missed the word. Something background.
Deep.
Deep backgrounds. Okay.
Yes. Where you can, like, just gives you a bunch of stuff that you can use to, like, roll for, like, more details on your background.
Ah,
so, like,
can't
family
write stories.
size.
Okay.
Yep.
One of my friends likes that kind of stuff where it's just like, just give me a bunch of charts and I will let the game decide what I'm playing. I'm like,
not gonna lie, there are a few times that I do like it as well, just to roll something. Yeah, so like there's a thing called Major Childhood Event, and it's captured by giants.
Gotcha.
And gives you the Titan Wrestler as skill feat.
See, why not just take the Titan Wrestler feat? Oh, I guess this is background, right? So it's a bonus feat.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. Oh my goodness, kid.
I was just thinking if there was like I said, something related to giant, so one had like reflavor something.
Mm-hmm. No, that sounds fun.
And I was like, I saw it somewhere, I just couldn't remember what it was. So
So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle roleplay works. The second edition of Warhammer Fantasy roleplaying works. Random characters can be a lot of chaos. Ah. Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled. I guess only the first ever tabletop RPG character I've not played, but I rolled was a 40k character, and we rolled everything.
Hmm.
So
That's cool.
I'm just glad Pathfinder didn't bring over like the age mechanic stuff. That was
Yeah.
1E.
I mean, it made sense why it was there,
Yeah.
but like the weird thing about that is they removed that, but then they want downtime to be a very big portion of the game. Because like in old D&D, like right now it's like making something takes days. It used to take years, right? Like crafting a golem book takes, I think, like 5 to 10 years or something. It's something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Take a year of downtime.
I don't.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll come back next solstice.
A year and a day later.
Mm-hmm. And that makes a lot more sense when then all of a sudden you have diseases and stuff that have days and month onsets.
Giant blooded.
I think it's more fun than more lethal in games because they're almost playing it like a roguelike. Oh, maybe. I mean, I think part of that though is like non-attachment to your character, which I always struggle with a little bit.
You're never attached to your characters.
That's
Kidding.
not true. I just accept death. And what I mean by that is like I've had players that like, oh yeah, so you are chained to the wall. They're like, cool, I just cut off my arm, and it's like I don't really think you would do that. Like, and it's just it's the knowing detachment from your character, right? It's like this is a
Yeah.
character, it's a game. I'm just here to win. I don't care. It's like, oh, okay. I don't like that. I understand it, but I don't like it. Oh, okay. I don't think my back can handle holding the boy and drawing anymore, so I think we'll probably call it there. See if I can get him to chill out, take a break. Might just go for another walk. Maybe that's what he needs. He just needs to get out of the house. Had people visiting all week, and now he's just like, ah! So quiet. But, yeah. I'm glad I got some things drawn. I'll hopefully be back Friday morning early. For the last half of this. I should have my YouTube shorts out. I have them scheduled, so those will still be normal. And then next week we'll be back to normal shenanigans. I am working on a commission, like I said, but I'll have space for more commissions when I get back next week. If you are looking for a commission, let me know. Otherwise, go check out a video, leave a comment, like, subscribe, whatever else. That's all I got. That's all I got for today. Thanks for hanging out today. Thanks for letting me deal with the technical difficulties. And we'll catch you next time. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your ass at the table. We'll catch everybody later. Bye.